Alright, welcome back. Alright, so this is the second part when it comes to product visualizations. And if you haven't seen the first part, we discussed how to model what we have here, this cologne bottle. So take a look into that. So this is part two. So now we're going to get into the texture and modeling. Now I did add a couple more details to the nozzle spray cap, and that's just extra details you could do on your own. Here's what we're gonna do next. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the shader editor. We're gonna start off with the outer glass, and we're gonna take another look at the reference just to get a better idea of how the glass should look, so we could get this as realistic as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna go into this principle BSDF, and one of the first thing I need to do is I need to make this glass, and I could do that by using the transmission and bringing it up all the way to 1. Now with that being said, now if I go into the render, you can actually see through that mesh object. So another thing I could add is I could remove the roughness. Bringing it to 0 makes it completely clear, and 1 makes it a bit foggy. So I'm gonna bring it up a tad bit just to get a little roughness in the glass. Not too much, just enough. And using the reference, I could get the base color by clicking E and then bringing that, drop it over to the reference, and that's going to give me the correct tint that I need for this glass. Looking good, looking good. It's already turning out pretty well. Alright, so another thing I know I need is I need gold. In this reference, the text that's on the cologne is gold, so I'm gonna look for some gold materials to see which one's a good fit. And for me, I went over to texture.com, but you could find some free textures from Ambient CG or Polyhaven, just to get what you're looking for there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna import those image files to the shader editor and plug a mapping node to those vectors for each image. I made this using Photoshop, and this is what's going to allow me to layer my materials, where I'll be able to apply gold only in the areas that I would like the text to be. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this image, and this is going to be what I'm going to use to layer my gold in the glass properly the way I intend it to be. And I'm going to place that up above, just kind of separate that from everything else. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another principle BSDF, and this one is just going to be for my gold, and I'm just going to add the color to the base color, metallic to metallic, the normal to the normal, and the roughness to the roughness. And if you have a normal image, make sure you hook that up to the normal map, and then from there to the bump, just like you see in the image here. I forgot to do this in the video, but this is what it's supposed to look like. Alright, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a mix shader, and I'm going to use this mix shader to split the glass material and the gold material. And on top of that, I'm going to use this mask that I have and plug that into the factor. Now now we have the gold displaying over the text just how we like it. I'm gonna move this aside and I'm gonna add a normal to this as well. And I'm gonna add a bump and apply that to the height, and then from the bump we're gonna put that towards the normal of the glass. And with that bump, it's gonna give us some depth over the glass. Now the next step would be to do the inner glass, which is going to be straightforward. All we have to do is just increase the transmission to 1, lower the roughness to 0, so we can make it as transparent as possible. And from there, I'm going to lower the IOR just to about 1.4. And I'm actually going to do that for the outer glass a little bit, just to allow it to get a different refraction that I would like for this model. So I'm going to drop that here, 1.4. Okay. Okay, so the next step would be to create the material for the nozzle. And what we could do is we can drop the base color to a black, and then also drop the roughness too. So I'm going to bring this to about 8.2. I don't want to make it too glossy. I want to have a little bit of roughness to it. Okay, and then with the cap is going to have the same material as the nozzle, and you could link these materials together. Just hit Control L, link materials, and that will have the same material for both objects. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna change the color of the plane, and it's looking really nice here. The glass is turning out just how we want it to be. And then we also have the gold text, which is on top of the glass, and then we have that nice bourbon color glass tint, and it's looking sweet. I like how it's turning out. And in the next video, we're gonna go over how to do proper lighting and how to render your product to get that final look that you're looking for. Alright, so stay tuned, check out the next video, and I'll see you there.